It looks cool. We have a couple things we got to fabricate in the engine bay, and then honestly we'll probably start wiring, plumbing, all that type of stuff to kind of hopefully get the new LS running. If you guys remember correctly, we are doing an LS and a 4L80E. Nice new motor with a lot more power, fuel injection, and then also a bigger transmission with a 4th gear. So we'll get way better economy, and just overall, this is gonna be a great setup off-road. Like always, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments, and we appreciate you guys watching. Today, we're trying to button up the rear end. We got pretty much everything painted. We got the cantilevers arms on, our tie rods for our axle. We got all the tabs on the axle. Last night, we welded the tubes, so those don't spin when you're off-roading. We got the perches welded on. And we got our bump stops on. Basically, everything's really coming together. What you just saw Mike working on with that cutting board is a slider for the shackle, the rear shackle. So right here is where our rear shackle goes. It pivots like this, front to back. But when you articulate side to side, believe it or not, it might rub slightly. So we have that cutting board material there, so it could rub nice and easy, not cause any issues. The factory bumper back on with our hitch right here. It looks great, it's super strong. Eventually we'll be doing a full bumper with a tire carrier, but for the time being, you know, we're spending so much money and we just want to get it completed. We have a tow point in the back and it looks good. So we got a lot done today and we've been grinding pretty hard, the three of us, me, Mike, and there's another Jesse. We were working on this cross tube today. That keeps the coil towers from moving around when you beat on the truck really hard off-road. We got our new harness. We're just kind of playing with it. We got a standalone harness, which basically will make it a lot easier to wire this aftermarket motor that we put in. This is a 5.3 LS. We did that kind of stuff because the rear was pretty much done, but we actually need a different axle. Believe it or not, we shortened the rear end and we actually need a different axle. And now the guys are just doing a little after-work fun. Playing with a little Nerf. What is it, a Nerf chingadinga?
Nerf football.
Oh! Oh! This is Nerf football with a whistle tip. This is what we do all day, babe. This is why we get nothing done.
You're getting nothing done?
Getting nothing done.
You're playing what is it, a
Nerf football.
Oh, no.
Oh, trying to take out Mike. Yes, guys, we worked on the Jeep yet again. I'm here under the front end. Today, I ran some brake lines, went ahead and attached them to the radius arm, and then they turn into a hard line. So this thing's gonna have all new brakes. It's installed underneath. Same on the other side. We got brakes done. We're working on our fuel system. So you gotta remember, this vehicle was carbureted, and so now we're switching to fuel injection. That requires higher PSI, so we need a new fuel filter, a new fuel pump, and a few new fuel lines. There's a few more things that we got done that are up top. We got the brake cantilever completely done. We got the radiator in and started figuring out what type of hoses we need. We did an oil change on the motor. Hopefully it's good. There's a little bit of water in the motor. Not good, but it's a junkyard motor. And we did our intake. We got the intake done. So we're just chipping away at the little stuff now. Overall, the suspension's pretty much done. All right, so we're gonna try and turn over the motor for the first time. Might be a complete fail. It won't run. It's just gonna hopefully crank is the goal. What do we have to do? Crank it in the car?
Yeah, ignition.
All right. Jesse, how confident are you in your wiring?
Real good.
Real good. All right, are we ready? It cranks over, that's good. The motor didn't sound like it had any issues. Trying to start the motor, but for some reason we are not getting fuel. Seems like, right?
Yeah, seems like it.
Runs real good on brake cleaner. Is that, would you recommend that to viewers? Well, there's fuel. That's fuel. A good start.
There's a lot of air in there.
A lot of air, a lot of air. All fuel now. Try it now. Maybe it's just an air pocket. Hold on, give you a little squirt. It would just run rough, like, you know. Hey! That's about right. It's alive. Kind of, not really. Motor that we bought was from a junkyard and it needs fuel injectors. So my buddy should be bringing some today. So hopefully we get those in and the motor runs. Jesse here with Adventure Endeavor. We're still working on the Jeep. Yep, that is still happening. I'm here at the shop Tuesday morning. We just got back here these boxes, get some parts from Amazon, and we got exhaust. So basically we're gonna be making our own exhaust. So we bought a bunch of pre-bent tubes and our mufflers and our O2 sensors because our LS is gonna be using a computer that needs O2 sensors. And then we gotta install our shifter. We're going from a column shift, which it was 3 on the tree, what they call it, you know, and now that was the original Jeep shifter, and now we're going to a 4-speed, and it's going to be 4 on the floor. So today we worked on our exhaust here. Went with some dual thrust. I told you we're working on them here. Came out great. We just got to do some hangers. The guys bent this all up in like 10 minutes. So we got it going up there. Comes down, comes around. Here's the other side. Came out sweet. So clean, so quick. The rear is done. We finally got our axle for the rear. We were waiting on shipping. We just got our brand new drive shaft. Mike, my buddy here at the Fab Lab in Simi Valley, California, he has a local guy that he uses called Drive Shaft Pros, and they basically made us brand new drive shafts from scratch because unfortunately the one from the Jeep was kind of small, and then the front Bronco one was dented and everything was so old, and it just kind of made more sense to just get everything new. And now we know that suspension, front and rear, drive shafts, tires, rims, like a lot of stuff is new and it's reliable, and it's nice to have peace of mind, you know? Project I'm working on. This is a BMW shifter that we got. The reason we went this route is because this is a cable shifter. So a cable runs into the back of the shifter here and it actually goes down the transmission. And this is just a little bit better for off-road applications. We had a floor mount originally, but apparently it'll pop out of gear when off-roading if you off-road it too heavily. So we went with this style. It gives you a little bit more flex and a little bit more play, so hopefully it stays in gear. Obviously, we just got to tuck up some wiring down here. Good news and bad news. Good news is that the Jeep is done. After 3 grueling weeks, we got the Jeep all together. We did front suspension. We put the motor in, which is a new 5.3 LS Chevy motor. We put a new transmission in, which is a 4L80E. New transfer case, new drive lines. We did new rear suspension, which is a cantilever suspension. And then obviously you guys remember that we grafted on a Bronco front frame or an F-150. So did so much work. We have the coil towers. We built a brake cantilever. We built a crossover bar. We had to build our own intake. We wired it. We did buy a wiring harness, but we wired it. We installed the Milestar Patagonia MTs, Raceline wheels, new locking hubs. And then on the inside, we got a new BMW shifter all installed. And yeah, it was a couple grueling weeks, 3 weeks to be exact. After 3 grueling weeks, what do we know? We know that it seems like the 5.3 is a good junkyard motor. It's running, it's idling. We got to do a little more fine tuning with our computer program. The transmission might be bad. It just depends on how often I plan on using reverse. Reverse might be bad, or it could be something with the tuning because it is computer controlled. I can't say enough. The Fab Lab, Mike, he did a killer job. We really busted our butts on this thing to get it done. We were hoping to drive it out of here under dome power, but he needs this spot in his shop, so might have to grab a trailer, bring it home, finish it up there. Fires right up.
A few moments later.
Where should I go? Just go around the shop?
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't go anywhere super far yet.
It looks cool. So it appears that our tune is not even good enough to drive. It's sputtering quite a bit. Definitely not the best test drive, but we went around the block, so that's cool. Not amazing.
What?
It's not amazing.
How's the suspension feel over the speed bumps?
Feels great. I feel like we're gonna need a trailer.
Yeah, it's fine.
It like doesn't, it like won't idle.
What's up?
Yeah, and it just keeps stalling. I had to start it 3 times to go around the block. Good shit.
Hell yeah,
Do you think we have reverse now?
I felt it bump into reverse. It wants to go in reverse though.
I thought like when it lunged that fast forward, it's like it wants to go, but the tune is just not. So great success, but also great failure.
Mostly great success though.
Mostly great success.
We built this entire vehicle in 3 weeks with complete junkyard parts.
Motor just needs tuning. Transmission might need a transmission.
Or maybe just a pin.
Yeah, so we're gonna go get a trailer, get this brought over to my dad's house to get it out of his shop, and then there'll be more videos to come. Alright, so after struggling with the Jeep to get it to drive, we thought it would be a good idea to attempt to drive it to the tuner's house, which is like 2 blocks away. I'm gonna be driving the Jeep, and my buddy Mike is gonna be following me in the Ram. Hopefully we make it. So this may not be the best idea. The Jeep is not.
I think this is going quite well, personally.
The Jeep is not going that great. Obviously you can hear Mike saying it's going great. We did get up to about 15 miles per hour. That was good. And we're close to our friend's house where he's gonna tune it more. So this is, you know, this is the lifestyle. Let's go!